Clap it. Thank you.
Hi, and we are here tonight with Nicole DuShane, who is an author and a researcher and a devotee of paranormal. The true stuff.
The true stuff.
The true stuff.
Yes.
So what you got you started, Nicole, with the paranormal readings?
I grew up in a house that was haunted. I grew up in Ionia, Michigan. Knew immediately something was wrong with the house even when we moved in.
How old were you?
I was 7, and I was absolutely terrified. I was scared of the dark from that moment on, because I would have things move in my room. And so until the age of 16 when we moved out, I slept with the lights on because I could just imagine what was going on in my room when the lights were off.
So did you decide you wanted to research, you wanted to find out what was causing all these things?
Later on in life, I did. My validation, because I grew up thinking I was crazy.
Oh, sure.
And when I was in my 20s, my father finally told us what was happening in the house and where it came from. It was a former homeowner who committed suicide on the property. And that was a huge validation to me. One, that I wasn't going insane. And two, there really is something to the paranormal and to ghosts. And that's what started driving me into research about the paranormal.
Now, were you doing this research when people would come to you and say, we need help, or something's going on here? Did you reach out to them, or did they reach out to you?
Not at first. First, it started out really, really small. Myself and my best friend just going to cemeteries. So it started out really small. But then we were featured on Fox 17 for what we do, and everything just exploded from that point. And then people started emailing me and asking, can you please come in and let me know, am I going crazy? Or is this stuff really happening in my house?
So when did you decide to actually write the book? You're the author, co-author, with Haunted History of Kalamazoo.
Correct.
Now, your first 2 books were written quite a while later.
The first 2
earlier,
right? The first 2 books. The very first book was Paranormal Lansing, and that was actually the publisher's idea. I had been to Lansing like one time for a field trip, like maybe in 4th grade, to the Capitol, and that was it. I knew nothing about Lansing, but the publisher thought that would be a good start-off point. Was the Capitol. So.
And then what was the second book?
Second one was Michigan's Haunted Nightlife. This was Rob's idea with this one.
And Robert DuShane
is my husband, yes. And it was actually his idea. He wanted to come up with a book that when you think of nightlife, you know, bars, theaters, auditoriums, stuff like that, and everything is public. That's one great thing about this book. Every single location in this book is completely public that anybody can go and visit. So it's not a book of ghost stories where you'll never be able to be in the house or the building.
Oh, sure.
This one was basically written with the reader in mind that they can go and visit it whenever they would like.
And then you moved on and you did Grand Rapids.
We did actually Haunted History of Kalamazoo was the next one.
Okay.
That one was Rob's big love because he grew up here in Kalamazoo. So he knew a lot of the stories that he had heard throughout his entire life of growing up here. And so finally he jumped on board. That was supposed to be the first book until the publisher, you know, said, hey, why don't we do Lansing first? So we finally got to do the book that we wanted to begin with. And then the book after that was Ghosts of Grand Rapids, because I've always had a love of Grand Rapids. I grew up in Ionia.
There's a lot of haunted stuff
oh,
going
there's
on in Grand
tons
Rapids.
of haunted stuff in Grand Rapids. So Grand Rapids was my idea, and things just grew from there.
So you've got a lot of history.
Yes,
A lot
yes.
of history. Now, you also did a book sort of not too long ago. It was a little bit off the subject.
Yep.
But you'd call it a true crime rather than a
Absolutely. That's always been my second love, is true crime books.
Okay.
I've always loved the detective shows when I was growing up.
Forensics.
Yes. I look back now and went, wow, I went completely the wrong way when I was a kid. I should have went into forensics because I love that so much.
So this book came out, and this is called.
This is called One Silent Voice.
Why don't you hold that one?
Yes,
We've got the cover on that.
absolutely.
So
This
okay,
is One
very
Silent Voice. It's about Jeannie Singleton here in Kalamazoo.
Okay, we're going to get back to that in
Yes.
just a second. But hold up Haunted Kalamazoo, too.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, and I understand you have a new one that is coming around.
The sequel, well, we have Twisted Kalamazoo, which is little unknown facts about like some of the murders, some of the prostitutions that happen here,
So
prohibition.
It's going to be more of the true crime rather than necessarily the haunting.
Exactly. And then after that is the sequel to this. Because we also do the Haunted History of Kalamazoo ghost tours that are downtown. And every tour we keep getting people that say, have you ever been here? Have you ever heard of this place? So we have so much more research to do. And we have a huge list of other haunted locations that never made it into this book.
So you research all of these hauntings.
Absolutely.
Very
We
good
spent
research.
hours in local history rooms, county clerk's offices to get, yes, either to substantiate or debunk. There's a couple of ghost legends we've actually debunked. And I will put that in a book if I find out that a legend is completely untrue. That doesn't take away from the haunting, of course. Because if the haunting exists, we will talk about that too. Despite what we found, this area is still very, very haunted. And here's maybe why, even though it's not the legend, but maybe this is the reason why.
Well, listen, I appreciate all this information. I'm sure that our watchers will be interested in this too. And thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.